Hey guys, Chef Wukan here today. How are you? Today, we're going to go back to basics. And today, one of your favorite dishes, I'm sure, is sweet and sour pork, sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour shrimp, and orange beef and whatever. But today, we're going to show you how to make sweet and sour sauce. Now, things are getting a little tight, prices going up. I mean, an order of sweet and sour chicken or sweet and sour shrimp could be over $10. I'm going to save you $10 in your pocket. So all you have to do is just buy the shrimp, dip it in the batter, and then you have the sauce made right here and there. You don't have to go to the Asian aisle and buy sauce because it's not fresh. I'm going to show you with the fresh way. All right? So, one beautiful thing about sweet and sour sauce is that beautiful orangey red color. All right, now to let you know, to be upfront with you, restaurants use the red dye number 2. But remember, I told you that everything in moderation is okay. So once in a while is all right. If you had the sweet and sour sauce every day, then it's kind of ridiculous and it's bad for you. But we want to introduce you to the red dye number 2 for cosmetic purposes, so it looks pretty. Now, if you are adamant against the red dye number 2, we just recommend that you use the ketchup to give it that little tomatoey flavor. All right, and then that ketchup color won't be as bright as what you get in the restaurant, but it'll be avoiding the red dye number 2. And then you just add the slurry solution. So what is it? We're using pineapple juice. Right? That's the main ingredient that I use, that I like to use, right? It's already sweet, you get a little bit of the pineapple flavor, and we're gonna heat it up. We're gonna add some ketchup to give it a little tomatoey flavor. Now this can be also your coloring agent too, but it won't be as pretty as what they do in the restaurant. They add the red dye number 2. To give it that sweetness, we're gonna add a little sugar. The sour part is the white vinegar. We're going to add that. And I have the red dye number 2. You may want to use it, you may not want to use it. It's really up to you. But everything in moderation is okay. So once in a while is all right. All right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to heat up the pineapple juice. And then we're just going to add the ketchup, the vinegar. And then we add the slurry sauce. Now, it seems kind of plain. Obviously in the restaurant you're just going to get the sauce. But here, you could chop up an onion, chop up green pepper, buy some maraschino cherries, add some pineapple halves, and just add it to your sauce. So it looks like a beautiful presentation. So instead of dipping it, you just pour it over whatever you fry it up. And it makes it look beautiful. The redness of the maraschino cherries, the yellowness of the pineapple. If you want to add some carrots, the green of the pepper, and the white of the onion. So you saute that all together, and you get a beautiful, beautiful presentation. All right? So I just want to let you know about that. But today I'm just going to let you know how to make the basic sauce. And basically what you do is get a plastic container. If you save them from the Chinese restaurant, put it in the refrigerator, and it will last for a very long time. Right? Now, no more than 5 minutes. Okay? Easy. That easy. All right? So you know the main ingredient is pineapple juice. All right? All right. So we'll add a little sugar to make it a little sweeter. Now that's up to you. But I always feel that maybe add a little sugar does add a little bit more spark to it. So I'm adding like 3 little spoonfuls. Not a teaspoon. It's the little spoon that they gave my wife in terms of the sugar container. We'll stir it up a little bit. So we probably got the nice sweetness. Then we'll add some ketchup. How much ketchup? Well, that really depends on how you like the flavor. So I put in maybe a tablespoon. Because you don't want it just to taste purely pineapple. You want a pineapple tomato flavor. So we'll add a little bit more. All right. So now we'll add some vinegar. You like it a little bit more sour, add a little bit more. I don't like it that as sour. And that could vary between a teaspoon versus a tablespoon. And we'll just stir it. So you're getting this sort of orangey color from the ketchup. So you see how the red dye may help it a little bit, make it more appealing, appetizing. Or you just can keep the ketchup and then just add the soy, add the slurry solution to make it thick, but you're not going to get the color that you would get in a restaurant. All right. So it depends on what's important to you. Now I want to show you. If you see, that's the hot and sour soup I made the other day. So it's delicious. I'm having it now as a snack. So it's getting, as the ketchup is melting down, it's getting a little bit more of a nice orangey tinge to it. So we're keeping the burner on high and just stirring. We want to taste it now because we want to see how that combination of sweet and sour is together. It's perfect. Perfect. You may want to add a little bit more vinegar if you like it nice and puckery. Or you may want to add a little more sugar. But you just get that base flavor of the pineapple. So if you like pineapple and you want that to shine through, then it's fine. You want to add a little bit more ketchup to get a little tomatoey flavor, you can do that too. Because ketchup has a lot of sugar and a lot of salt in it. So stirring. All right, now we're going to add the red dye number 2. All right, we'll add 1 drop. We'll add another drop. We'll add another drop. We'll add another drop. We'll add another drop. And we maybe add another drop. And we'll add one more, last drop. Okay. So now you can see how the difference between adding the red dye number 2 and basically I say if you have it once this time or in moderation over the course of weeks, it's not going to kill you. You know, I mean, candies, M&Ms, they have red on it, so you can only imagine the concentrate they have in that. So, you know, if we love candies and we eat that, and a lot of the red candies probably have dye in it too. So, I mean, everything is in moderation. So, we have the color, we have the balance of flavor between hot and sour, sweet and sour. So now it's kind of watery. And this is terrible dipping sauce. So we want to make it so that it's thick, so it will cling on to whatever we have, whether it's a fried wonton, crab rangoon, or anything fried that you may want to have sweet, whether it's a fish fillet, right? And so you add the cornstarch. So this might be a little lumpy, so you got to constantly stir it to let it blend in. The heat will break it up and will thicken the sauce. In terms of thickness, you don't want it to be too thick, but you don't want it to be runny, all right? So you basically lift it and it's still kind of watery, so we'll add a little bit more. So you'll see that a lot of the sauces use cornstarch. So we have some pineapple. And we'll cut up some pineapple. Just to see, improvise a little bit. So we'll add a couple of pieces of pineapple. You could add an onion, half an onion, some pepper, red pepper if you have, or green pepper or orange pepper. Stir. And then you could drizzle this over your sweet and sour chicken or shrimp or pork. So it's still kind of runny. We'll add a little bit more. And the beauty of adding too much cornstarch slurry solution is you can always add a little water to line it up. So if it gets too thick, you could always make it a little thinner. But the whole basis on the sauce is to keep on stirring at high temperature. When it's smooth, then you know it's ready. So see, it's a little thicker. When it cools off, it gets even thicker. So you can see how much cornstarch you use. So I mean, I'm not saying that cornstarch is good for you, and a lot of restaurants use it a lot. It's the preferred ingredient versus flour. We feel that it's more crunchier when we use it for deep frying, and that's the basis, and cornstarch is the basis for a lot of sauces in Asian cooking. Maybe not in French cooking. So it may seem a little lumpy, but as you stir, you want it to be break it down a little bit so it's nice and smooth. All right, so we're finished here. All right, let's take a last test. Delicious. All right, so we'll shut off the butane stove, and we'll dish out. We'll have the pineapple here. I like chunks of pineapple. And remember, you're cooking for your family, so you're not going to be cheap on the ingredients, You're not there to make money. You're there to make your family love what you cook. So as long as they love it, that's all that's important. So here it is. That easy. Here it is. So delicious. Now, we just happen to have a little bit of the TikTok catfish nuggets. So I'm just going to take a piece. And basically dip it in the sauce. So obviously, that's one of my signature endings. And this time, I'll have my drink. So here's cheers to you, aloha, and here we go. As you can see, it's water, not alcohol. So I dip it in the sauce. It's freaking hot. I'll take a bite. Good. perfect combination of sweet and sour, just perfect thickness. I'll dip it again. I know you're not supposed to double dip, but it's just me. Mmm. Mmm. So, here's my sauce. Put it in a container with a lid on it, and it'll stay in the refrigerator for a very long period of time. Alright? So if you like this video, and you want to see more, and I'm going back to basics, right? So, you know, a lot of people, I jump the gun, maybe go into major dishes, but I want to show those that really are interested in learning the basic sauces. And so if you like the video, and you like how I come across, just press that subscribe button, which will notify you of all future videos. And I think I have around 53, 54 videos. So I cover the spectrum, even Italian food. Chicken piccata, that's the lemon butter wine sauce. Chicken masala with masala wine. I cover Thai food, Korean food, Japanese sushi rolls. So I cover the spectrum. So I'm always innovative. Vietnamese food. So, you know, I'm always coming out with creative ideas, changing different venues. Like the other day, if you knew, I went to hip hop, a soul takeout restaurant, fried food, and I had bought in the catfish nuggets, chicken wings, and fried chicken livers, which I really enjoy. I know it's bad for you, but every once in a while it's okay, because I had them in Louisiana. I love them, fell in love with them, so they made it perfectly, and they had used a cornmeal batter, which was delicious, extra crunchy, and they didn't overcook it. So I did that in my car, and that was unusual, and that was interesting. So I'm going to come up with new venues and maybe buy some common American chain food, takeout, and bring it home and let you know how I feel about it. But obviously the TikTok and YouTube has been flooded with all these taste reviews. So you guys might be a little bit more bored about that, but when I get my hands on that kind of food, I usually tend to be a little bit more critical. Not just saying, it's delicious. You know, I just look at the flavor, how it's put together. You know, obviously it's not always good for you from a health standpoint, but from a taste standpoint, for a quick meal, it's usually good. So I'll be trying to change it up a little bit, maybe go into frozen foods, you know, the prepackaged foods, and see exactly what they offer. And I have to tell you that, you know, some of them are pretty amazing. You know, the box looks so delicious. It's part of the marketing. It makes it look so delicious. You want to buy it. I buy it, and then I bake it and open it, and it's supposed to be like pot beef. And I look in the tray, where the heck's the beef? It's all gravy. So it's like deceiving, very deceptive, and I just don't like that. So I'll let you know about that. But if you like it, I have other videos. My video at chefwhocan.com, which basically I'm a restaurant critic. I give you comments on certain things that I tried, how I feel on certain things, on certain foods. I tend to tell you a little bit of stories about my past in terms of what got me into food and why I love it so much. And then restaurant critic. You know, I look at these restaurants. You know, you're paying a lot for food, and if you're not getting the value, I'm gonna let you know, because you know we're wasting money. So that's chefwhocan.com. And if you're still grilling outside, which we have another month to go, if you like hot and spicy, rather than the chili oil that you usually get, I have a crunchy garlic chili oil relish. So you get the benefits of the chili oil plus the relish that made the chili oil, which is nice and crunchy, and you have pieces of garlic in it, and it just adds more flavor to whatever you put it in, soup or hamburgers or pizza pies, whatever, hot dogs. It just makes it really nice and spicy. And then for those that are interested in going organic and raw, we have homemade honey from the good old honeybees, and that's raw and organic. and I add a small piece of honeycomb to give it that, that appearance, just to let you know that it came from real bees, versus the honey that you get now is a blend of many types of honeys, and it may not always be, true honey. But my honey, raw honey, is true honey. So that's at chefwucancollection.etsy.com. Right? So as you know, if Chef Wu can, you can too. So I look forward to you subscribing, and I want to thank all my subscribers for being dedicated viewers. And I do read your comments, and let me know what you feel. All right? Thank you very much. Aloha. Bye.